name is Jen. I am the unorthodox healer. You're very welcome here. I only do gentle, slow tarot. I'm never going to tell you anything scary or upsetting or salacious is going to happen. I'm based in southern Scotland in the UK. This is being recorded on the last day of April. It's timeless. We're all on different energetic timelines, so whenever you find this, it might mean that there is something in here which you need to see. This is a love reading for Aquarius. Wherever you may have that in your sign, you might be a cross-watcher, you might have just stumbled upon this with autoplay on YouTube. However you found me, you're very welcome and thank you. So we're going to do 3 readings. These will be time-stamped. We're going to do a singles reading, those who are in a no-contact situation or separated, and also those who are in a relationship. Now you can make your mind up as to whether you've just started dating someone, as to whether you're single still or in a relationship. But I found with the previous love readings that I've been doing that a lot of the cards for the 3 different readings are duplicated throughout. So it might be that you just need to sit back and see as to whether any or all of these 3 readings do actually resonate for you. So Aquarius, I only take cards that jump out at me. I tend not to read reversals. This is for singles. So cards for singles, please, for Aquarius. Single Aquarians. Let's see as to what Spirit wants to give us today. Goodness. So it looks as though the universe has a lot to say to you, Aquarius. So the underlying energy is the 9 of Pentacles. And then we have the 10 of Swords, the King of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, the 8 of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Chariot, and the Ace of Cups. So, Aquarius singles, the 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is a card which is about you seeing how brilliant you are, what a rounded, well-developed, mature person you are, and that you can pretty much bring about whatever it is that you want in your life. The Pentacles are also about professional life, about actual monetary wealth, as well as physical health and emotional well-being. This gives me the impression that you are looking after yourself, or if you're not, the underlying energy is that you should be looking after yourself, and that you should really be proud of the journey that you've been on and the things that you have achieved or are able to achieve when you put your mind to it. This is really, the 9 of Pentacles is a really lovely sort of card of self-celebration. Now the other cards that we have, lots of swords here, which is about emotions and communication. 10 of Swords is with the Page of Swords. The King of Pentacles with the Chariot. The only major arcana card that we have here is the Chariot. The 7 of Swords is with the 8 of Cups, and then we end with the 8 of Swords. Now, the 10 of Swords is you walking away from something. This might be that you're walking away from this Page of Swords. The 10 of Swords in the typical Rider-Waite-Smith deck is somebody lying on a beach with the sun starting to rise in the distance, and they've got 10 swords stuck in their bag. The person is still alive, but Aquarius singles, perhaps you're feeling as though you've just had enough, that dating isn't happening for you, that you just want to be able to sort of walk over that hill, forget all of the failed relationships that you've had, or the near misses, or the I thought they were the ones, and you want to walk over that hill towards the sunrise and find your significant other. The Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is a card in this particular deck where I always feel as though this is somebody being running a little bit fast and loose with emotions. This person is walking sort of tiptoe across this sword. We're not completely sure as to how deep this sort of crevice is that they're walking over. They're not only reading a book, which they're very engrossed in, but they've also sort of got these light bulbs. And I always feel that this is a card that is the potential for a message to come to you or a truth to come out, but that this is either that you aren't taking enough notice to see that potentially there is this new opportunity for you over this hill, or that somebody could be the reason why you're in this Ten of Swords situation, that you've been with somebody in the past. I always tend to read cards from past through to present, and this could be the person who you thought was the one, but they just, they might be a bit childish, or they might be not ready to commit, or they're not taking things seriously, or they're not able to communicate because they've got all of these other things on the go. The light bulbs, they're not lit, but it's as though they're a bit whimsical, that they're hard to pin down, that they've got all of these other things going on in their heads, and that might be why you are in this Ten of Swords situation, that you're wanting to walk away from this. The next two cards we have are the King of Pentacles and the Chariot. The Chariot is one of the fastest moving cards in the deck, and it's the only major arcana card that you have. The Chariot can mean that change is coming fast. It can also mean that you are in a dilemma. This Chariot card, again, this is slightly different. This is the Light Seers Tarot. Typical Chariot cards have the person on the chariot with reins around the yin and the yang, which is the sort of it can be the feminine and masculine side of you, it can be the light and the dark side of you. I'm a Gemini, so I have that duality all of the time. And the horses are trying to go in slightly different directions. The person here on top of the chariot is not guiding these horses. This could be saying that somebody else is running roughshod over your beliefs, your dreams, the places that you want to go. And it might be this King of Pentacles. Or this might mean that you are just having this difficulty in this, you've got a devil on one shoulder and you've got an angel on the other. One of them is telling you one thing, one of them is telling you another thing. And it's hard for you to be able to move forwards with clarity. Now, the King of Pentacles, is this a significant other in your life? Potentially. He's looking at the Seven of Swords. The King of Pentacles is somebody who is very self-assured, very confident, very wealthy. That doesn't mean in a financial way, but he's very, he's been there and he's done that. He can create however this person might create. He also has a wolf with him. He knows his inner self. He knows his shadows. Now I'm saying it's a he because this is a man that's on the card. This can be somebody female as well. This could be a significant other, which is holding you back. The next two cards we have the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Cups. I should say that perhaps this is the person who is stopping you being able to move forwards. That is this person who had too much going on for you to be able to get them to commit to you properly. The next two cards, the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Cups. The Seven of Swords is about you being true to yourself. Swords, again, are about communication or emotions, truths. And this is you moving away from this King of Pentacles. This is you realising that you are this well-rounded, intelligent, mature, emotionally mature creator, and that you want to move away from this stuff that's gone on previously. And the Seven of Swords is about thinking smart, being true to yourself. And I almost want to say that you have this knife in your hand and you're out to sort of challenge the things that are going on in this Eight of Swords card for you. You're there with your knife. You're there wanting to cut these ties that are holding you back, Aquarius. Holding you back from realising the amazing person that you are, but also being able to see that there is this new opportunity on the horizon coming for you. The Ace of Cups is once you have mastered this, and that you know that this has been controlling you to a certain extent and stopping you moving forwards, that you are going to walk away from it. And again, you're doing something very similar to what you're doing here in the Ten of Swords, that you've worked through the emotions and the truths about this person, and that you've held a candle for this person, thinking that they were the one, and that you never find anybody better. You've left this cup here. This is them. This is your belief that they were the one, and you are walking up to this new opportunity where the sun is coming up, the same as it is there. This is happiness, that you're walking away from something that you thought loved you, someone that you thought loved you, or you love them, and also the emotions that came with that. And there's a new dawn coming. Now, the Eight of Swords is quite an interesting card. I like it that it's backed up with the Seven of Swords here, and it's running into the Eight of Swords, because eights are about leaving things behind, about change. And you have this, you are coming to the position where you are freeing yourself. You're going to cut these ties. These ties are mental ties. They are not real. They are things which are stopping you being able to move away from a past relationship and being able to see you for the brilliance that you are, the special person that you are. And when you do that and you cut those ties, you will have this opportunity. You will have this sun coming up. Aquarius singles, I hope that's been useful for you. If it has, I would love it if you would like and leave me a comment. Also subscribe. I'm always grateful of new subscribers. We shall now do a reading for anyone who is in a no contact or separated situation. So Aquarius, as I said, this is, if you're just joining me, this is a reading for anyone who is in no contact or separated from their other half. I only take cards that jump out at me. I don't tend to read reversals. We shall see as to what we get. You're very welcome here, however you may have found me. Let's see as to whether we get any duplicate cards like we did in the other readings that I've done so far from a love point of view. So Aquarius, cards for those who are separated or in a no contact situation. Let's see as to what we get. Cards for no contact and those who are in a separated situation. Okay. Okay, so the underlying energy is the King of Cups. And then we have, try and put these in order if I can. So we have the Ten of Wands. Interestingly, for the singles reading, we started off with the Ten of Swords in that position. We have the Seven of Swords, which we had a second ago as well. We have the Four of Swords, again Aquarius, lots of emotional, truth kind of communication cards coming out here. Then we have the King of Wands, the Queen of Swords, goodness, the Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. You have a lot of people here, whether these are people that are causing issues in your relationship, or whether these are, we shall find out. So the underlying energy is the King of Cups. This could be that there is somebody who is thinking about you, or you're certainly thinking about them, which is why you are probably looking at this reading. Somebody who you idolise? Is that too strong a word? King of Cups is somebody who is very, you see as somebody very loving, somebody that you want to nurture you, support you, look after you. And they do have that sort of worldly wiseness, is that a word? Or a couple of words? Where you want to be their Queen of Cups. Now, we haven't got the Queen of Cups here, but we have got the Queen of Wands, and we have got the Queen of Swords, and we've also got the King of Wands. So the other cards that we have are the Ten of Wands with the King of Wands, the Seven of Swords with the Queen of Swords, Four of Swords with the Seven of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands with the Six of Swords. The Ten of Wands is about having a burden, taking on too much, feeling as though you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. Now, I think that you have been the one to walk away from this situation, Aquarius. And I feel as though it's taken you a lot of strength to be able to do that. The King of Wands is you. You have turned your back on this lion character. I want to say liar. And you're being really brave about it. You've walked away from them. You've wanted them to be this King of Cups person, and I think that you thought that originally they were this king of love and joy, somebody who was going to bring you this, these promises. And the burden of the relationship has been too much, and you've walked away. You've told them that you don't want this lion character in your life, and that you're standing here firm with this wand in your hand, and you're defending your position, and absolutely you are right to do that as well. If you felt so burdened by somebody in this relationship and you've had to take this King of Wands stance, then well done, because if they haven't been giving you what they've promised you, then why still be there? Why, if someone's letting you down, or they're not making out that they're the person that you thought they were going to and deliver the promises that they gave you, good on you. I'm proud of you for being this King of Wands, turning your back on them and walking away. The next two cards we have are the Seven of Swords and the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is a really beautiful card. She's sitting here, she's turning her back on this situation with this lion who does seem to be the protagonist in all of this for you. And you're turning your back and you're protecting your heart. Down here in the corner here, hopefully you can see, this is your heart, and you are now protecting it from them. Because they haven't been doing what you wanted or expected them to do, that they haven't been being fair to you in this relationship, not giving you what you need. And this is you again being this strong person. This queen is in touch with her emotions. She doesn't take any rubbish. She literally trusts in herself and nobody else. She's turned her back on this situation, and you have turned your back on it. You don't want to hear any more rubbish. The Seven of Swords is typically a card where I say that this is you having to work smart. Now, in this instance, I do feel as though this King of Cups personality has been messing you around. And I don't mean that necessarily in a third party situation, but that there's stuff that you're finding out now, Aquarius, that you didn't know. And now that you know it, you don't like it. You've had burdens where you've maybe suspected things. I don't know what these things are. Obviously, everybody is so different, but there is a reason why you're in a no contact or a separation situation. And you found things out that you would rather not have known about your other half. And now you're making a stand. Now the next two cards are the Four of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. These two cards are kind of similar. The Seven of Pentacles is the juice worth the squeeze? Is the work that you've put into this so far, this burden of a situation that you have been in, trying to get this person to be the person that you dream of, is it worth the work? Is there something better? What is it that you're getting out of this? The Four of Swords is another beautiful card, because not only with the Queen of Swords have you got this heart trapped away here. The Four of Swords is Spirit telling you that you just need to rest. You need to let things play out. And in time, not only do you need in that time to look after yourself, but it will also let you heal, and it will also give you the time to decide as to whether the work is worth it. The last two cards are the Queen of Wands and the Six of Swords. The Queen of Wands, I feel, is you. That when you have this time to decide as to whether this is worth working on, and you take some time to yourself, that you're going to be this Queen of Wands. That not only are you going to be this person who has stood up for your beliefs and your wants, and are moving away from this consistent burden of you not being treated how you should be treated. But you're also going to be the Queen of Wands. You're going to start realising that you are the person who can bring about the happiness. You don't need a King of Cups. You can be your own King of Cups. Don't think that you have to have a King of Cups in your life for you to be happy. You have in your hand this magic, and you can bring about this magic yourself. And you have to remember that. Nobody else is going to complete you. You have to complete yourself. You have to have self-love and realise how incredible you are. Partly because when you realise that, then you will bring in the right people for yourself. But also, we have the Six of Swords here, and the Six of Swords is moving away from an emotionally unstable period. Now, only you can, the cards are not telling me as to whether you will get back together with this person, but You will get into a situation where you will be happy with yourself. There will be this self-love here. You will move away from whatever it was going on here. Maybe they will turn into the person that you want, but you need to decide as to whether the effort is worth what you think you're going to get out of that person. Aquarius, I hope this has been useful. This has been for anybody who is in a no contact situation or is separated. If it's resonated, I would love it if you'd leave me a comment. Also, if you would like and subscribe, I would love that as well. So, Aquarius, we are now going to move on to those who are in a relationship. So, if you're only just joining me, I'm Jen, I am based in Southern Scotland, I only do gentle tarot, and I am doing a reading here for anyone who's in a relationship. I only take cards that jump out at me, and I tend not to read reversals. We have been having some cards that have been duplicated in previous readings, so it might be that you just need to watch all of these. So, cards for Aquarians who are in a relationship, and what guidance have we got for them? Cards for those who are in a relationship and are Aquarians, or have it somewhere in their birth chart, or are cross-watching. Oh, goodness. Okay. So, I shall try and pick those up in the order that they came. Interesting. So, the underlying energy we have is the Knight of Cups. So Aquarius, let's see what we have. So we have the Six of Swords. Now this is one of the last cards in the no contact reading. The Eight of Swords was one of the last card in the singles reading, and the Eight of Cups was also in the singles reading. Then we have the Knight of Wands. We have the Emperor. We have the Nine of Cups. We have the King of Wands upside down. We have the Four of Swords, and we end with the Six of Wands. Too sure as to whether the King of Wands should be the right way round or not. I'm going to turn it round anyway. So, Aquarians in a relationship. Knight of Cups is the underlying energy. Everything is romance and roses. The Knight of Cups is a very sort of suave character. He's almost a bit kind of cheesy in this deck. He's got the picnic, he's got the picnic ready for you, he's written you a love note, he's got this big gorgeous white horse, and he's basically offering you the world. I apologise, you might have just heard my tummy rumble. So the other cards we have are the Six of Swords with the Emperor. This is the only major arcana card that we have, the Emperor. Then we have the Ace of Swords and the Nine of Cups. The Eight of Cups with the King of Wands. The Knight of Wands with the Four of Swords. Again, this was duplicated in the last reading. And then we have the Six of Wands. The Six of Swords is you moving away from a difficult situation. February and March have been difficult emotionally. Mercury has been in retrograde, Venus has been in retrograde, and it has maybe been a bit of a tumultuous time for you. But the cards are showing that you're moving away from that. Are you moving away from this Emperor? Is this you? Is this your other half? Have they been distracted recently? Have you been distracted? Perhaps you have had your eye on something else which has been making you happy, or you think has been making you happy. Now the Nine of Cups is with the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is about you feeling trapped, blindfolded, maybe unwelcome thoughts. You can see here that the crows here are having little strings, as though they're sort of pulling you in this boat away from this difficult situation that you've been in with this Emperor person. But you are still having doubts, having worries, because those strings that you thought were going to free you and take you away from this situation are still binding you. Now, this is all in your head. The Emperor looks as though he's kind of daydreaming a bit here. And he is almost looking towards the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is that happiness, the want of joy in your life. And you almost achieving it. But there's something that's holding you back from achieving it. Again, this could be that this Emperor has their eye on something else. This doesn't have to be somebody else. This can just be that they are working really hard on a project, or that they are really enjoying, I don't know, team sports or something. And you're not exactly happy about the fact that I think you feel as though you're a little bit left out, that you're not getting the attention that you need. And it's kind of bothering you, especially as I feel that you've made a sacrifice to them and they're not reciprocating it. Because this might be you sacrificing something from a previous life to make this Emperor happy. And it's not good enough. Or you're just feeling that they have their eye. They're being distracted by something else. They're not making you feel 100% secure. Now the next two cards we have are the Eight of Cups and the King of Wands. The Eight of Cups is about moving away from something that you believed was going to make you happy. Now this might be the Emperor, whoever this may be in your life, realising that, yeah, they haven't been paying you the attention that they should be, and that they're moving away from whatever this thing is that's distracting them. And when this happens, they will become this King of Wands. They will become somebody who is stronger as a result. I almost want to say that this happened quite a way in the past, because I feel as though the Emperor and the King of Wands, and I've never really seen this before, that these two people are the same, and that perhaps you've been in this relationship for quite a long time, and now the dynamic has changed, that previously they didn't make you feel secure, that they did have their fingers in other pies. Again, I don't mean that this is that they've been having third-party relationships, and that they've given that up, because maybe you've given them an ultimatum. Maybe you've said, hold on a minute, what about me? You're making me feel insecure. I might be leaving. I want better. I want to be going to this new horizon where there are new opportunities and new exciting things, and I might be turning my back on you. And now this might be in a short space of time, but I do feel that either time has moved on between these two episodes and these two situations and feelings that you're having, or that he, she, whoever, that they have suddenly grown up. that they've turned their back on this lion, which was the thing which was distracting them. And now they're looking you straight in the face going, yeah, I'm going to offer you what you want. I'm going to try and be this Knight of Cups person to you. Interestingly, then we have the Knight of Wands with the Four of Swords, another Knight card. Knights are about people who bring you opportunities, bring you things that are coming into you. And when they do sort themselves out, they are going to offer you this happiness. You know, this is like your, I don't know, going to Glastonbury or a festival, that there are going to be lots of opportunities for you to enjoy yourselves. And rather than you being, as a couple, as a committed couple, and rather than you being this Eight of Swords, this insecure person where you haven't really known where you've stood, that you will be in this Four of Swords situation where you will be secure and feel safe, that you will have this sort of nest together where your heart is being nurtured and looked after, and that you won't be this stressed out person wondering what's going on, why you're second best to whatever these other projects were, these other interests that this emperor in your life had, and that you're going to feel safe and complete with this person. And the last card is the Six of Wands, and that is a really beautiful card. The Six of Wands is about you celebrating having success. I think that you've been wanting this undivided attention off of this person for a long time, and you're finally getting it. And that you will almost be sort of stood on a stage because of the work that you've put in and the dedication that you've put in, Aquarius, to this situation, that you will almost be on a stage taking the applause of everybody around you going, well done, you persevered and it's all paid off for you. Aquarius, I hope that's resonated. If it has, please leave me a comment. I would love to know if it has. Also, if you'd like and subscribe, that would mean the world to me. I'm always keen to grow my channel, which is one of the reasons why I've just started doing a love reading. There will also be an Aquarius general reading for anyone who's interested in that too. But in the meantime, you take care. Have a good rest of April as to what's left of it, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.